Hey Internet. Today I wanted to talk about the casters on the Paradox wheelchair. This was something that I didn't really talk about during my review of it, but I'm rectifying that right now. So today we'll be talking about, how it's built, what's going on inside it, how to adjust it and do maintenance on it, and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll be doing a pretty comprehensive view of it. Hope this is helpful or useful, especially if you need to square up your casters or do something else with them or replace the bearings. Let's get started. So the tools that you need to kind of interact with these casters are, I would say, one adjustable wrench, one that can open up to about 1 inch to 2 inches, so that would work, and a screwdriver kit. So these will let you do the squaring of the casters, so you can square them back and forth like this, and will also let you take the wheel out, and so you can replace the bearings if you need to. But before we do that, I just want to show what it looks like for those that are interested. So this is the caster assembly right here. You can see that there is a hex nut holding everything together. So it's a hex nut, a washer, and then a bushing that goes up against the frame right here. The caster legs, they are, I believe, aluminum. They're pretty heavy duty. And you can see one interesting thing here is that you can actually adjust the height of the caster wheel by putting them up or down to one of these holes right here. Apologies for the hair, by the way. You can see that the caster spins, You can see the caster spins pretty freely. And if you look carefully, you'll notice that it's a skateboard bearing on the inside, just like most other active wheelchairs. So first, let's talk about how to square up the casters. It's actually very simple. All you need to do is take this adjustable wrench right here, set it to the right size, and then put it around here. So remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. It'll be in this direction, which means that if you rotate it this way, like this way, that will tighten it, and if you rotate it this way, that'll loosen it. So I'm going to show you right now. You can loosen it right here. So once you loosen this properly, you can actually adjust the direction of the caster. And I'm just going to loosen this a little more, and then I'll turn the chair and show you. So once you do that, you can move this back and forth. So this will go back and forth. And okay, so one of the tips that I'll give for if you want to square up your caster is that if you're not sure if it's square or not against the ground, so you don't actually need a carpenter's square, you can actually use a sheet of paper. So just find an area of this that's supposed to be completely vertical. So this would be the side right here. So what I'm going to do is just push this piece of paper up against the thing, and then I'll use that to determine. So this doesn't have to be perfect. You just gotta get it vertical enough where it doesn't change the height of the wheel when it goes from front to back. So I'm just going to do this. You might have some trouble seeing. I'm sorry. I'm going to square it up against the ground. You can see here. Well, you probably can't see. Sorry. You can square it up against the ground, and I'm going to pull it right to where it is, where the paper is flat against the ground, but also flat against the side right here. So once that looks good, and then I'm just going to tighten it going in the opposite direction that I came in before. And one thing to note is that you probably want to make these actually a little more tight than you think you need, because the bushings will compress. And that was an issue that I actually ran into initially, was that I didn't tighten them enough, and then actually managed to unsquare them. And it's pretty, it's pretty difficult to unseat a caster regardless, but sometimes you just kind of run into cracks and other stuff, or run into like a door frame or something, and that can happen. So anyway, this is tight back to where it should be. So let's look at taking off the wheel next. So what you're gonna need is, again, the screwdriver kit. I'm gonna try and see if I can, and you need see if I can get this right the first time. You need a hex bit. So I think this is probably the right one. This is why you probably want a screwdriver kit, by the way, because then you can just pick it. And let's see if this is right. It is. I got it right the first time. And then what you want to do is just unscrew it. So you can just see that breaks the lock. I believe there is like some Loctite or something on it, but basically what you can do is just unscrew this. I have my finger, just FYI, I have my finger on the other side, so I'm holding this tight, but I don't really think you need to do that. Oops, lost my bit. And yeah, so you can just unscrew it. This is also how you would get your hair out of the casters, by the way. So there is blue Loctite on here. So if you need, and I believe blue Loctite is the one that, or the one that can be like, you know, taken in and out, so it's not permanent Loctite. So I've pulled out one of the sides right here, and now I'm going to go back to the other side. I should be able to just pull this out. If it's a little stuck, just push it in from the side. You can see now that just pull it out, and the wheel falls out. So, ooh, okay. So first order of business is that, okay, so things that you need to know are that there are spacers. So don't lose these, right? I'm trying to take the hair off of the spacers, but the way that the wheel works is, and I'll probably just cut this part out while I work on this. So these are, so I'm gonna pull these out here. So these, see if I can show these properly. Okay, so these are little spacers that go between the wheel and the legs of the casters itself. So I'm actually gonna try and show you real quick. So there's actually 3 of them. There's actually one in the middle of here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually a little spacer inside there as well. These are 608 bearings, and I'm gonna show you very quickly how this looks on the wheelchair. So, okay, so worst case scenario, if you end up in a scenario where it happens like this, you can stick like a little skinny thing right here. So I have this, I'm just gonna stick it in and I can center it. So this is just like a piece of shaft from the screwdriver kit. So I'm actually gonna stick this through the middle right here, and you can see that I'm able to center it using like a little rod or something like that. So anyway, back to what I was gonna show. So hopefully you can see here that the way that the legs work is that there's the leg that's on the outside, and then there's the spacer, and then it goes to the bearing, and then there's that spacer in the middle of the other bearing, and then on this side there's a second bearing, spacer, leg, and then bolts. And I hope that demonstrates what is in here. So if you need to take out the bearing, you should be able to just pull it out using like a screwdriver. Like, these are just friction fit in. I'm not going to take mine out because that's a little bit, probably a bit much for a video like this. But what you can do, for those that don't know, is like grab like a screwdriver or something, take like a rubber mallet, and then just kind of press it out, right? And that should be able to get it out. You might destroy the bearing, but these are replaceable. So like the point is that you would only do this if you were actually taking the bearing out of the wheel. So that's something to note. And okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back together just so you can see how that works. And yeah, it doesn't really matter which side you put this on. But okay, so what you wanna do is, so take, so remember that these were in the middle one, right? So these were in the middle hole. So I'm putting it through, grab the spacer right here, put it on, Oop. Okay, so it actually will help a little bit if you turn it up a little bit. So you want to be a little up, put the spacer on, take the wheel, put it in, doesn't really matter which side. Slide the thing through the center, and remember, if the middle spacer is out of place, just take one of these, take like a little rod or something and just center it. And then take the last spacer and then stick it between the leg and the wheel. This might be a little bit difficult, and push it through. And then you should be able to get it all the way through into the caster right here. So, and then take the bolt, screw it in. I like to hand screw them in for the first time, and then just tighten them as normal. So there is already Loctite on it, but you may want to just like make sure that it's extra tight, because the spacers are already there, and losing your caster while you're pushing around is usually not well advised, I gotta say. So I'm just gonna tighten it. It's okay to just tighten it until it feels tight. That should be fine. Caster spins, everything works as it should, and yeah, that's basically it on caster maintenance for the Paradox chair. Hope that was helpful. Feel free to, like and subscribe, I guess, if you're interested. On this channel, I do stuff about, disability. I guess I'm talking about the Paradox chair and like wheelchair maintenance as well now. But I also do like art stuff. So if you're interested in that, feel free to come and join my little community. And yeah, that's basically it. Hope you have a good day. Bye.